here. I am honored to give my testimony of why I love Federated Church and why I came here. My faith journey has been a lifelong journey. I was born Catholic. Some of you know I went to a Catholic elementary school, high school, went to Loyola University. You know, Catholic was it. While I developed and continued on my journey, I realized papal supremacy and confessing to a priest and authority figures, and I think there needed to be a more intimate relationship with God. So in my exploration, I went to an evangelical church and was there for 10 years. And I was involved in, I was one of the, AV leaders. I was there every other week. I was putting in 10, 15 hours a week just to volunteer. That was part of that experience, being that connectedness. And yet, as time went on, I realized the theology didn't fit with what I believed was the message of God. And through that time, I deconstructed my faith to the bare bones of what was essential and what was important. And in that journey, I found the UCC, the United Church of Christ. And in that, I found something that resonated with me and my belief and my views of what I thought God was and what the divine was. When I retired from teaching, I was a teacher for 30 years in St. Charles. I went to seminary for 3.5 years. Of course, it also happened during COVID, so it was a really odd experience to try to do seminary on Zoom. There were a lot of challenges with that because we were all navigating that. Sorry about that. And I connected to a wonderful church in West Dundee, a great church, wonderful, wonderful community. And yet, even with great theology and wonderful people, there was something missing. And I found that here. And the reason I am here is because of all of you. Each and every one of you who are here is the reason I'm here. And it's not because you're nice people. You are. But there were nice people at all those other churches, all those other experiences. Nice is not enough in our day and age today. Each of you have a spark of that divine creation, the image of God in each of us, and you represent that, and you share that with each of us. And that's what really makes this congregation so vibrant and so vital and so important to me. One of the things that I think is important to look at is it's from the business element of the world, and it's being good is the enemy of being great. If you just put in and deal with the status quo, that's what you're going to get. Probably a diminishing return on the status quo. Sometimes in order to be great, you need to be different. You need to struggle. You need to challenge each other and ourselves. And that's what this congregation does, is that a metaphor for how I see each of us in our roles is the beautiful stained glass we have here in our church. The light coming through is tempered and colored by the individual perspectives and pieces of glass. And yet together, they create a wonderful image. That's how I believe our community of faith operates, is that you each have an aspect of the divine in you. And you share that with us in community. And we share it with each other when we talk, and when we do a Bible study, and when we have those challenging conversations on immigration or what to do in case of these things. How do we support the marginalized in our community? Those values are central to who we are and what we stand for, and it's putting our faith into practice for where we are in our context, in our community, and in our lifespan. I have time now I'm a retired teacher. I finished my little seminary. I've got time. For me, that is a great resource and a great opportunity that I have, that I want to contribute to this congregation. That's why I volunteered to be part of the children's church and to help lead that. That's why I volunteered to become the vice moderator, is to help and lead that and to give those perspectives. But those perspectives are our perspectives. How we treat each other with dignity, respect, even when we disagree. The open-mindedness of the possibility there may be a different way to do it, and it might be scary and risky, but we trust each other because we care for each other, and we know deep in our hearts we love each other. And I love each and every one of you, and I want to thank you for welcoming me and letting me be part of our church. Thank you.